it's about to be deep, bro. You ready? Yeah, I'm ready. In 5, 4, 3, 2. What's good, YouTube family? It's your boy. My name is Earl, back with another episode of Let's Talk. This episode is it's gonna be a long episode, but it's gonna be deep. Like I told y'all before, I'm trying to work on being more transparent, be more open, like not too holding on, stuff that's weighing on my heart, So this episode topic is about, how would I say this? This is about my dad. This is about my father. A lot of people do know me, but they don't really know my dad. They don't know anything about my father. They know, when they see me, they know my mom and my sister and my other siblings, but they don't really know my dad. It's never been a point in time like, oh, there go your dad. Oh, there go your dad. Like, it's rare you see my dad, but it's not like he won't around type ish. It was just, it's a lot. So let's start from the beginning. Back then, when I was in first and second grade, my childhood, it was good, but there was also some traumatizing moments in my childhood. For instance, like my dad was a lot of aggressiveness from him. You feel what I'm saying? Like abuse, not all physically, but definitely mentally. For instance, like say for my mom, she definitely went through a lot with my dad, like dealing with him all types of ways. You feel what I'm saying? Like I used to always come home to school when my dad just yelling at my mom like crazy, bro. You feel like the day would be a good day, like you coming back from school, get to go chill with your mom and your dad, and like everything is cordial. But it'd be like, when I used to come home, I didn't know whether I was gonna expect dad to be mad at mom or be happy with mom. I wouldn't know what to expect, you feel what I'm saying? Like it was a lot with me and my sister being with my dad. Like it was just a lot. Like just the way he treated mom was just crazy. What really came to like for me, like a traumatizing moment for me, it was one day my dad was yelling like crazy at my mom. I don't know if he was drunk, might have been, most likely, who knows. It was a time when my dad, like, he took my mom and he took her to the car one night after he was yelling at her and my mom left with him. I'm thinking, like, in my mind, I'm thinking my mom was gone with my dad. I don't know where they went. I thought they went somewhere, but the whole time, my dad took my mom into the car, which was parked, and he just beat her. You feel what I'm saying? He abused her. It was crazy. It was crazy, bro. Like the person I used to look up to, you feel what I'm saying? Like my dad, like I used to like really have like an uphold of respect for him. Like he did my mom dirty. Like it was just crazy. Like to think of him out of all the people, like you the husband, you supposed to be a provider, the protector, and so on and so forth, and you putting your hands on a woman. Not just saying any woman, like you putting your hands on your wife, you feel what I'm saying? Like it was a devastating blow to me, like at a young age, like definitely hit to my core. It's like it was just devastating, very devastating. And after that whole situation, like my mom got beat. Luckily she got away and some random strangers picked her up and so on and so forth, and called her. And my mom was able to call the cops on my dad. And like me and my sister I didn't know what was going on. I was a young age, you know what I'm saying? Probably like 8, 9 when this all went down. After that situation, like me and my sister, I guess we was somewhat held hostage by our dad, I guess you could say. But like my mom called the cops and the cops came and busted down the door and arrested my dad. So fast forward after that whole situation, I'm like, I don't know what to think at this point, you feel what I'm saying, at a young age. I didn't know what was going to happen to my dad. I was just traumatized. I was like, dang, my mom was beaten and abused on, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it was just devastating at a young age, you feel what I'm saying? Just to go through that whole situation. And that's like one of the reasons why I would never in my in my life ever put her hands on a woman ever. Whether she's in the wrong or any type of situation, I never put my hands on a girl. Never put my hands on a woman at all. But yeah, for that situation, it just was crazy. And like my dad got locked up for a good minute. Like I don't think he came out maybe like until I was like in the third or fourth grade. Well, it might have been fifth. I can't remember. Like third or fourth or something like that. Third or fourth. And then like I seeing my mom's face after that whole aftermath, like I couldn't even recognize my mom's face. Like it was that bad. My dad abused my mom. Like it was crazy. Like I couldn't even recognize my mom's face. After that situation, like time went past and like my dad got released. I'm thinking everything's supposed to be good, like everybody, go to jail for a certain situation that you did, everybody, your mindset, you thinking like everything will be Gucci and cordial. But for my father, that was not the case. Years going by, you feel what I'm saying? Like my dad was always going back and forth for jail, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking after the first time you go to jail or whenever you get arrested and incarcerated, you feel what I'm saying? Like you would think, all right, maybe I need to do something to better myself or help the fact of the situation that my family needs me as a grown man. You feel what I'm saying? You would think like that, but it's just I don't know, for my dad's circumstances or demons he was fighting or whatever. Maybe he just couldn't get that clear out of his head, like, or it's just because I feel like maybe him personally, that's all, maybe all he knew. It comes with repercussions of certain things that you do while you keep going to jail. Because your family needs you, you feel what I'm saying? Like, my mom has, and I say this all the time, my mom is one of the strongest women I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's crazy that the stuff my mom's been through, and she's still here to this day in Jesus' name. Like, it's just crazy how strong my mom is, and I still believe this to the day. She is one of the strongest women I ever met in my life. But like for my mom to be in that type of situation, you feel what I'm saying? To deal with my father, my dad that I used to look up to, you feel what I'm saying? Like it's just a devastating blow to me because like I used to think like, man, my dad, he about his business, care for his wife, he take care of his kids. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking my dad is the best person in the world. But with that whole situation, it just hit a devastating blow into my life. And it sucks on top of that while the years going by, my dad keep going back and forth, but like he's missing out on things that mean, like important stuff that's going on in my life as with me and my sister, like my mom taking care of doing two parent job, taking care of her kids. And it's just crazy, like, cause like if anybody like while the years would go by, ask me what my dad looked like, I would just show him a phone. Like it'd be sometimes I would forget my dad's face. You feel what I'm saying? I haven't seen him, and so many times he come in jail, he'd be out for a little bit, then go right back in. It's repetitive. Like it's like the first time, all right, you give somebody a chance, but it's like if you keep going back, like I'm not even really at the point of surprise of you coming out. At the end of the day, you have that choice whether to be in that situation or not. But maybe it's just how his mind is, but it's just like, and I understand the system's not meant for us and all that. I'm not saying that, but sometimes at a point, not just the system, but it's sometimes a point you have to have a choice. You can choose when you do certain situations or when you are in a certain situation or certain predicament of what's going on in your everyday life, and that can choose whether you're going to be incarcerated or you're not going to be incarcerated. Just to think that my dad used to be like, all this upholding and this, that, and the third, but the whole time you wasn't really straight with your family. And then on top of that, like my dad has this crazy type of paranoia. Like he doesn't trust a lot of people. Like, and that's why I don't understand either. Like it's hard for me to try to put my dad around certain people because he always would have something negative to say about certain people sometimes. Like not negative, but just some slick stuff. It's like, bro, like not everybody's perfect. You not perfect, but you talking about somebody else. Like it just grinds me sometimes when my dad would do some stuff like that. It'd be like, bro, why are you talking about these people, bro? I already know you ain't perfect. Like I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but you don't need to be talking about everybody. Like, come on, bro. It just be certain stuff that I just I don't understand. It be certain times I wish he was around to be for certain, certain moments in my life. He wasn't, be there for my graduation in high school, or see me at the prom, or talk to me about girl situations, or relationships, or dating. You feel what I'm saying? Like give me advice and all that. Like instead of just getting 15-minute calls and how you doing, how you been, like you feel what I'm saying? Like I wanted those deep type of conversations with my dad to get his understanding and opinion on certain situations and stuff. But it's just like at this point, man, it is what it is. But I don't want to be like that, but I still have so much love for this man. I really do. And I don't disrespect my dad at all. Don't get it twisted. Just because I'm talking about my dad doesn't mean I don't have respect for the guy. I do, but it's just at a certain point, man, you gotta have respect for yourself and be responsible for yourself as a man, to uphold yourself and hold yourself accountable for certain situations that you put yourself through. You feel what I'm saying? Like you don't need to be burning bridges between your family members, your siblings, or any of your children. Talk to them, man. Like that's what they're here for. Like any type of such a situation, your family has your back. You never turn your back on your family. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like they always gonna love you. There's always gonna be love there, but you just can't be turning your back on your family. But that's just my dad. He just be having some moments. It just be, I don't know. But all in all, like I I forgive him for the situation that he did to my mom. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta forgive. It was just a traumatizing moment for your boy. Went through a lot with that. I don't really talk about it with my friends or anybody close to me. It's just like, 'cause at a certain point in time, like you get tired of the same situation over and over. When you gonna see your dad? When your dad coming out? When this? All these questions, da 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 da, blah 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 blah, and it just gets repetitive. It's been a lot with him, but I know people, like some of my friends talk to me like, yeah, you might need to talk to somebody in therapy. But like I said before, YouTube is like my therapy. I feel like in a way, me letting this out now, because I really don't talk about this at all with anybody. I don't talk to anybody about this. Like I just don't bring it up at all. Like until somebody asks about my father, like maybe I might open up about it, but it's just like, you feel what I'm saying? Like I haven't had no recent pictures with my dad. Like y'all wouldn't even know who my dad was, even if y'all you feel what I'm saying? Like it just, people don't like I said, when you haven't taken a picture, so I was probably a little kid or baby. If anybody would have seen a picture, I'll probably point at a phone. You feel what I'm saying? Like it just, like I don't be around him. At a certain point in time, you get old to a point. It's just like, bro, I just tired of it. But I hope at a certain point in time we do get to a point where he just gonna be like, you know what? Let me own up to my mistakes and try to make amends at certain things. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I want all guys, kings, or any parents that have or children that have dealt with this situation before. We have to, and especially in our community, break this cycle. You feel what I'm saying? Like, cause at the end of the day, the children need parents. You being incarcerated is not helping the family. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not helping bring up the children the correct way. To be honest, who knows how this situation would have went with me and my dad or with my mom. Like my mom, like it could have went left with me. I could have ended up being like my dad. It could have been an endless generation cycle. You feel what I'm saying? Endless generation cycle. You feel what I'm saying? Like it really could have went that way. I just thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It did not go that way. So the message I'm trying to say for those that have dealt with that situation or been through that situation or any type of stuff like that, we don't need to have this as an endless, like an endless generation cycle. Like we need to break these curses and get on with it. Kids don't need to be out here without any of their parents just because of some dumb stuff you abusing your baby mama, your wife, or anybody, or any type of stupid or ridiculous stuff. I just pray that a lot of people own up to their mistakes, do their time, and just move forward. You feel me? Like, don't go back to the same state. Why would you go back to the same state or form that you was at before? Move on, evolve, become better than you were prior to. That's my message for this whole Let's Talk episode. I know it's a lot that I was talking to y'all about, but it's just something I wanted to get off my chest. And I know my family members are probably gonna watch this and talk about, man, you know your son talking about you. Yeah, he can call me up whenever, like we're gonna talk about it. But I just want this message to be known for everybody, you feel what I'm saying? Like I just want to get this off my chest to confess and express how I feel about that whole situation. I felt betrayed at that point in time, but like I just now on a forgiving state, you feel what I'm saying? Like my dad did a lot. I let him know I love him. You feel what I'm saying? I still got respect for him. You feel me? At the end of the day, always honor your mom and dad, regardless of the situation, whether they incarcerated, crackhead, or whatever situation. You still got love, have that love for them. Yeah, man, it just was a lot for that whole situation. Me to deal with my mom going through that. Like I said before, she was a strong woman. Have all love and faith in her. You feel what I'm saying? I just love her to death for helping me get through this. You feel me? Like all the situation that we've been through with my. Like I said before, y'all, we break this curse, man. Keep it moving forward. 2021, man. Let's raise our kids the right way. Teach them the right way, the right path. Like don't let them see this type of situation or any type of crazy situation like this to traumatize them at that young of an age. You feel what I'm saying? Like no child should ever go through that ever. My name is Earl, and let's break generational curse.